there everyone, I'm Michael Land, and welcome to this edition of Nexccelerator. And the vehicle that I am sitting in right now is in the all-new 2016 Mazda CX-3. And the CX-3 is the newest vehicle to be introduced into Mazda's lineup. But does the all-new Subcompact Crossover SUV have what it takes to be a very competitive vehicle? Well, let's have some fun and figure that out. Now, like I've said, this is the all-new 2016 Mazda CX-3, but this particular trim level is the top-of-the-line Grand Touring edition of this vehicle. So taking a look at the exterior of the newest member of the Mazda family, the CX-3 does not only contain LED headlights with the adaptive front lighting system, but it even includes LED fog lights that provides the modernized and futuristic appearance of Mazda's coder design language. But also looking at the left, right, and top sides, the exact same characteristics that were described just now have been carried on over to the remainder of the vehicle. On top of that, there's even two powered heated side mirrors equipped with one turn signal indicator apiece on each side. Now looking at the back of the CX-3, there's a dual exhaust system attached with one tailpipe each placed on both of the left and right sides. In addition, the vehicle even comes equipped with a rear wiper that helps increase the visibility on rainy days, a rear mounted spoiler, and a shark fin roof antenna as well. As for the taillights, however, they're not only stylish, but they even provide an incredible complement to the rest of the futuristic exterior of this vehicle. Getting to the trunk of the all-new CX-3, it has a high opening as you just now witnessed. In regards to the trunk space, however, it definitely has the ability to store a lot of groceries in addition to other items for your daily routine. Now located underneath the trunk floor of the CX-3 is where you'll discover both the spare tire and the Bose audio subwoofer. Additionally, the necessary parts to install the spare tire are conveniently placed on the right side of it for easy accessibility. Other amenities for the trunk area for the CX-3 is that there's a light on the right side with a switch that you can either have turned off or on depending on your preference. If you also want more cargo capacity in the CX-3, you can definitely make that a reality by having all of the back seats folded down. To fold the back seats down, just gently push down on the individual left and right rear seat release levers, which are placed next to both of the headrests of the rear seats. Then when you want to fold them back up, just simply put them back up until they lock in place. So opening the door to the CX-3, it has a black leather interior with Lux Suede seat surface inserts included on both of the bottom and middle portions of all the seats that even includes both a 6-way driver and a 4-way front passenger seat, all with manual adjustments. Now the CX-3 does come equipped with the engine push button start system. Just leave the key fob that you see me holding in my hand anywhere close to you in the vehicle, then press your foot on the brake, and immediately afterwards, just push the engine start button to make the engine come alive. As you just now witnessed, the CX-3 starts up right away without any kind of mechanical related issues whatsoever, even when the temperature is at 90 degrees Fahrenheit like you're seeing right now on your screen. In addition, after you start up the CX-3, a heads-up display rises up that displays your miles per hour, which is only available on the Grand Touring trim level. Now getting to the engine area of the CX-3, it's not only organized accordingly, but it's even a piece of cake to access it also, in which I'll explain more on that here very shortly. But focusing on the power plant offering, the CX-3 has a Skyactiv-G 2-liter, 146 horsepower dual overhead cam, 4-cylinder engine that punches out 146 pound-feet of torque at 2,800 RPM. With that, you get a remarkable 29 miles per gallon in the city and 35 on the highway. But with the EPA combination, you get an elegant 31 miles per gallon overall. Now focusing on the different parts of the engine area, both the oil dipstick and the engine oil are located right next to each other, while both the engine coolant and radiator are placed directly right in front of the engine. Also, the air intake system is next to the engine on the front right side, while the battery compartment is situated behind the air intake system on the back right side, with the brake fluid compartment being positioned directly behind the engine. In addition, the windshield washer fluid reservoir is located on the front left side. So now taking a look at the interior of the all-new CX-3, besides having the black leather interior seats that I mentioned earlier, it does not only have both a unique and modernized characteristic look to it, but it even offers an adequate amount of creature comforts also, in which I'll explain more on that here in just a little bit. Now the type of steering wheel that's equipped on the CX-3 is a 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel that provides additional controls on both the left and right middle portions. Now located on the left side of the steering wheel is where you'll discover both the turn signal indicator and headlight controls, while the windshield wiper controls are just off to the opposite side of it on the right. Now to adjust the steering wheel of the CX-3, just push down on the lever which is right underneath it. And you can easily lower it down, raise it up, and even have it closer or further away from you. And when you're finished adjusting it, just pull up the lever to lock it up in place. Now positioned next to the steering wheel on the left side are the buttons for the traction control, tire pressure monitor, and the blind spot monitor settings, while the gas cap release is directly underneath all of those items next to the engine hood release. Now the transmission equipped on the CX-3 is a 6-speed Skyactiv drive automatic transmission with manual shiftability just off to the side, while the electronic e-brake is directly right behind it. Also, the vehicle even comes with an integrated backup camera, providing easy to see distance lines, which makes the task of backing up really simple and easy to achieve. Furthermore, when you tap the arrow that's in the top left corner of the touchscreen, you're able to make various adjustments to how you want the camera quality to be, such as being able to change both the brightness and contrast, being a couple of examples. Additionally, there's a Sport Mode button placed behind the automatic transmission, and where you can push it in the up direction to activate it, giving the vehicle a more sportier and performance-oriented feel when put into drive. However, to deactivate the Sport Mode, just push the button down and it'll turn itself off instantly. Turning the attention on over to the middle area of the CX-3, it not only provides convenient access to the SD card slot, but you'll even find 2 USB ports and 1 auxiliary port on the left side, while there's a 12-volt power outlet on the right side. But placed right above those items is the CD player, while the climate controls are above the CD player, with the heated seat controls being right above the climate controls. But located right above the heated seat controls is the emergency hazard indicator, while the Mazda Connect infotainment system is situated right above it. Equipped with that are 7 Bose speakers, alongside with a subwoofer, with the first one being placed on the bottom portion of the driver's side door. In addition, the second and third speakers are positioned on the top left and right portions of the dashboard, while the fourth speaker is located on the bottom portion of the front passenger side door. Also, the fifth and sixth speakers are positioned on the bottom portions of both the left and right rear doors, while the seventh speaker is placed right in between the CX-3's spare tire, in which that particular one is considered as a subwoofer, respectfully. Now the Mazda Connect infotainment system comes with AM, FM, and Sirius XM satellite radio that's even equipped with HD radio capability. In order to navigate to the rest of the audio source section, just simply turn the rotary dial to the right, and by doing that, you'll be able to vertically scroll down to see the rest of the audio sources in that section of the entertainment menu. The other audio sources that are available to choose from include AHA, Pandora, and even Stitcher, just to name a few. In addition, to scroll back to the top of the entertainment menu, just turn the rotary dial to the left to instantly scroll back up to the top of the entertainment menu. Additionally, to go back to the FM mode, gently tap the rotary dial to the left, then gently push it down, and you'll be taken back to the FM mode of the entertainment menu instantly. Now turning the rotary dial to the left and pushing it down again to go into the entertainment menu, it displays the information of the FM radio station that you're listening to, alongside with the name of the artist and song title as well. Furthermore, you have the ability to use the rotary dial to horizontally scroll either left or right and push down to access a variety of options in the bottom portion of the touchscreen. So beginning with the auto memory function first, you have the ability to update the radio station list and even seek a variety of music genres to store as well. Moving right into the favorites function, you have the capability to add and edit your favorite radio stations, like adding or deleting a station to and from the current list shown here, as for a relevant example. Not to mention that you can perform the same operation in the XM mode to where you can have a mixture of each station for additional convenience. Transferring on over to the HD menu function, you have the option to activate the HD radio feed by pushing down the rotary dial to perform that operation, in which in this case, the HD radio feed is already activated as indicated by the check mark on the right side of your screen. As for the next 5 functions, they're self-explanatory and easy to understand, such as scanning for another station, tagging a song, and even tuning into the previous and next available radio frequency number to listen to another station. Hovering on over to the sound settings function, you have the ability to adjust the different variety of sound settings that are best tailored to your standards. Not to mention that there's even an automatic level control sound setting that you can activate, and where both the audio volume and sound quality can be controlled on its own. Furthermore, depending on how fast or slow the vehicle is moving, the volume will be louder if you're accelerating, but if the speed of the vehicle decreases, the volume will be softer. Exploring the AM mode of the entertainment menu, the setup and layout has the exact resemblance to the FM mode, making the task of navigating through that mode very simple and easy to maneuver around. Jumping into the XM mode of the entertainment menu, the setup and layout is similar to the FM mode, with the only 2 differences being that both the station's phone number and category are listed. But when you select the channel list function, it allows you to directly access the list of the different XM stations that are currently preset, such as the XM preview station being demonstrated in this example. Not to mention that even accessing the category list does the exact same thing, except that you have access to the list of the different categories. As for the other functions in the XM mode, they're exactly the same ones that you saw earlier on the FM mode, with the exception that there's a lock function to the XM one. Now looking at the Applications menu, it presents you with the capability to utilize the array of useful apps, such as being able to view the traffic map, to pay attention to the current traffic conditions, checking on the fuel economy monitor to retrieve information about the average of the current drive, having the option to whether or not you want the maintenance reminders turned on or off, and even gauging to know any important warning guidances that are related to the vehicle. Taking a glance at the Communications menu, you not only have the ability to pair your cell phone and get it connected to the infotainment system, but you even have an ample amount of other options, such as dialing a phone number being a relevant example. Taking a brief gander at the navigation menu, it not only comes with a compass that reveals the exact placement of the vehicle's direction and geographical map coordinates, but in order to see a real-time map of the vehicle's location, you need to have the navigation SD card inserted into the slot, which is conveniently placed next to the two USB ports on the left side of the middle area. Taking a glimpse at the settings menu, you're able to control and make various adjustments for the different array of vehicle settings. So starting off with the active driving display setting, you can modify the height of the display by either raising and or lowering it to match your line of vision. Additionally, you can even change the brightness of it by having either the automatic and or manual choices selected depending on your preference. In order to access the other tabs in the settings menu, just simply tap the rotary dial to the right to go directly to the next setting tab. Now looking at the display setting, you're able to make different customizations to the Mazda Connect infotainment screen, such as the ability to have the display turned off with or without the clock, and even having both the brightness and or contrast adjusted to your preference. Focusing on the safety setting, you have the capability to set the blind spot monitoring volume as high or low as you want it to be. Skipping on over to the clock setting, you have the option to select both the desired time format and time zone of your choice, and the ability to have the daylight savings time checkbox checked as needed. Migrating on over to the vehicle setting, you have the ability to make any necessary changes to the door locks, turn signals, and even the lighting as well. As for the last two settings, the devices setting allows you to make modifications to the Bluetooth, while the system setting gives you the opportunity to change the desired language, the readings of both the temperature and distance, and even updating your music database as well. Now, another way that you can also get some use out of the Mazda Connect infotainment system is that you can even take advantage of the hands-free voice recognition system to navigate through it also. In addition, I will go ahead and activate the hands-free voice recognition system to show you on what kind of general commands you can say to get the best possible experience.
Say a command.
Tutorial.
Tutorial. Say the desired line number.
Line 1.
General voice control tutorial. A voice command session is initiated by pressing the talk button on the steering wheel and saying a command after the beep. The voice session can be terminated by saying cancel or by pressing the hang up button. You can always get directly to one of the main system features by saying entertainment, communication, navigation, applications, favorites, or settings. From anywhere in the system, you can return to the home screen by saying main menu. Additionally, many common commands can be spoken at any time, allowing you to quickly move around the system. For example, you can say things like call Mary Miller at work or play the album Greatest Hits. End of tutorial.
Now, positioned next to the automatic transmission is an armrest that you can easily raise up, and by doing that, it reveals the front cup holders that are right underneath it, in which you can place drinks inside of them with ease. In addition, the armrest not only raises up smoothly, but putting it back down is also a piece of cake as well. Now, moving on over to the top roof area of the interior, there are two sun visors for both the driver and front passenger that feature both their own vanity mirror and hidden extender as well. In between the sun visors are the sunglasses holder, the Bluetooth microphone, the power moonroof controls, and front interior lamps, which are all located right next to each other. So beginning with the front interior lamps, you can either have both of the lights completely turned off like you're seeing right now, have both of them stay on, or even having them optionally turned on automatically when you open the door if you wish. As for the sunglasses holder, it allows you the option to either store a pair of sunglasses or other small items of any kind. Now to operate the power moonroof, just simply push the moonroof button upwards to open it up to let some fresh air circulate inside the interior of the CX-3. But to close the window, just simply push the moonroof button downwards to close up the window to the power moonroof. Additionally, to tilt the window open, just simply push the button upwards to tilt the window open. But to tilt the window shut, just push the button downwards to close up the window and tilt it shut. Furthermore, you can even close the soft cover up, or you can either leave it open if you wish. Transferring on over to the glove box now, it's got a decent amount of storage capacity to where you can easily store about anything that you can imagine, such as the driver's manual being a relevant example. In addition to the airbag that you saw on the steering wheel earlier, there are two side seat airbags for both the driver and front passenger, as well as another one equipped on the front passenger side of the dashboard. Also, there's even two additional airbags, with one each on the B-pillars of both the driver and front passenger sides, right above each seatbelt, which adds up for a total of 6 airbags altogether. Now proceeding on over to the driver's side door of the CX-3, it doesn't only provide the controls for the power mirrors, power locks, and all 4 power windows, but the material quality is very sturdy, with soft-touch materials on not only the top and middle portions, but the bottom portion is even the same way as well. Additionally, the material quality on the front passenger side door is the exact equivalent of the driver's side door. As for the rear left door, the same soft-touch material qualities that were present on the driver's side door are carried on over to give the rear occupants the exact same benefit. Plus, the material quality on the right rear door is just as exactly the same as the left rear door. Now as for the back seat goes, for the all-new Mazda CX-3, it's not only a very comfortable and relaxing place to be able to sit down and spend some time back here, but for even somebody who's 5'11" to 6 feet tall such as myself, I got just enough headroom space to be able to kick back, relax, and even enjoy long road trips. But what about the thigh support though, on the other hand? As for thigh support goes, it's both very comfortable and very supportive. Plus, the amount of legroom space that I have in the back seat of the CX-3 is even very spacious and roomy, which makes enjoying long road trips a very pleasant experience that you definitely won't forget. In addition, there is a right rear map pocket that's placed right behind the front passenger seat. So with everything that you have seen, including the optional equipment, the MSRP price of this particular version of the CX-3 is $24,990, and that's the price with the navigation system included. But if you add the delivery, processing, and handling fee to the previously mentioned MSRP price, the total cost of the vehicle runs at $25,870, which is not a bad price for a subcompact crossover SUV that provides an incredible amount of features that you simply cannot refuse to pass up. So to reiterate the question that I asked in the beginning of this review, does the all-new Mazda CX-3 have what it takes to be a very competitive subcompact crossover SUV? The answer? It absolutely does, without a doubt about it. not just because of how stylish it is on both the inside and outside, but also because of the generous amount of safety features that the vehicle offers that nobody can pass up at all. In addition, the CX-3 even provides a plentiful amount of room and comfort for both the driver and passengers without sacrificing both fuel economy and driving performance, which isn't all thanks to that part from Mazda Skyactiv technology. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Nexccelerator. I'm Michael Lamb, and I'll see you next time.